Why do you think less and less players are choosing to play a warrior in World of Warcraft? Could it be that we need a whole talent tree rework? Could it be that we don't provide enough utility to a dungeon or raid dynamic? We need Bloodlust. Or could it be something even simpler than that? Maybe it's just how it looks and the animations. Let's take a look at three other classes here. First up, we have Mage, Paladin, and then Death Knight. Right away on the screen, you can see the difference in playing these classes. Even if it ends up being a filler ability or something that's more minimal to your playstyle and rotation, it still feels impactful on the screen because you have a visual effect towards it. And especially with these hero talents, like Mages being able to summon a Phoenix that does damage with you, or Paladins just having awesome, amazing, huge hammers that fly out with Templar's Verdict, or Death Knights being able to have mounted combat. There's more flavor and fun in playing these classes. Granted, these are three examples of classes that have magical abilities to them, so obviously they're going to have more flashy types of things. However, in comparison, we have something a little bit more sad for Warriors, which hasn't seen a model update in about 8 years. Yeah, so that's what we have as Warriors. Now, Bladestorm was updated in Legion, and it had some kind of weird sword spinning thing going on. They went back and used something a little bit more simplified. However, it just doesn't feel as impactful playing this Warrior as it does playing those other classes. Now, some folks might argue that maybe that's kind of the point of being a Warrior. You're not really amplified by any other alternative sources. You're simplified. You are more basic in combat because you are just a soldier on the battlefield. However, I'd like to think after like the 19 years at least of me playing my Warrior and the 20 years of World of Warcraft happening, that maybe this Warrior is a little bit more veteran in their playstyle. Maybe they've seen enough battles. Maybe there's enough has gone on that you've enchanted your weaponry and had flames come out of it. For a lot of Warriors, basically the flashiness, what it breaks down to, is kind of just your weapon, and that's it. And for some folks, that's enough. Now sure, Warriors do have some animations to their abilities, like Charge. Did actually get an update. There's kind of like dirt being lifted off the ground as you're running, and then you have a blue and yellow animation that makes it look like you're going really fast. Then we have things like Thunderclap, which, unless you have glyphs, there actually is no thunder to it at all. And then we have Mortal Strike. A blue swing, cool, we'll take it. Here's Slam, another blue swing. Overpower, a yellow swing. Cool. Here's Shockwave. Shockwave needs some love. Holy crap. Then we have Whirlwind, another yellow swirl around her weapon. Then we have updated things like Champion Spear, which used to be called Spear Bastion. It now has a chain, and you see a spear on the ground. That's an alright animation, and this is where things get a little spicier. We have Demolish, which is a new Colossus Warrior hero talent ability. That's what I'm talking about. Something like that. That is definitive. It actually shows an animation with your blade, and it just glows yellow. Easy enough. I think that's kind of simple, and it gets the job done. But so many of these abilities, like Warbreaker used to look fantastic back in Legion, and actually had this disruptive spike of earth from the ground. It made it look empowering when you hit that ability. And then we have Thunderous Roar. It's just dirt on the ground, and you have a dragon above your head. The reason why you had a dragon above your head is because it used to be called Dragon's Roar. But then we had Drakthir and, yada, yada, yada. Don't even get me started on Death Coil. That's a whole nother story. But Warriors just need some more love to their animations. This is just a little bit too basic at this point of being a veteran soldier of the Horde or the Alliance. For so many years. I mean, shoot. Look at Heroic Leap. You have some, like, shattered earth in the ground. Why not have something like how old school Earthquake was for shamans? Okay, maybe not that big, right? But these huge tectonic plates lifting off the ground, if you had a more like centralized version of it, that could look really cool as being a warrior landing in. And I know why they removed this, because it was causing a lot of difficulties for players in raid settings because the graphic intensity of this animation was a little bit too much. And so now Earthquake's changed a little bit. In comparison to a lot of other fantasy games, like maybe you're playing a fighter or a barbarian or a gladiator, the animations that those types of characters that you play or classes that you play have really juiced up animations into their abilities. Maybe it could be as simple as that when you rage as a Fury Warrior, you can actually see more of the rage on your character. Maybe a red flashing glow that's a little bit more intense, or that you light on fire from being built up with so much rage. Or it could be something as simple as adding more flames to your charge. Yeah, I brought up flames twice. We just need something with a little bit more oomph to it. Now, I know that's a lot to ask, especially of the animation team, which, by the way, you guys are doing a hell of a job. Love it. That's kind of my point, is because I see it on all these other classes, and they look really fun to play. I get that. I think warriors are just kind of neglected lately, or for the past decade, give or take. I would just love to see more love in the animations and abilities that you have as playing a warrior in this game, aside from yellow and blue flashes of my weapon. Now, I'm not saying let's, like, spruce this up to the level of being, like, a paladin, mage, death knight, druid, whatever it may be. But just a little bit more flashiness probably wouldn't hurt for adding some kind of care and love to when playing this character that you feel powerful for doing such. You may not be the top of the damage meter, but at least we can look good doing it. And before the hunters and rogues get into the comments, trust me, I have now been educated from posting videos on other platforms about this topic. I get it. But at least you can tame some pets and stuff. I've played a hunter and a rogue. I don't really like playing rogues so much. You're at least doing some swinging, flashing, cool kind of stuff going on. Pipe down, all right? It's a warrior conversation. There's a warrior topic. Y'all can make your own videos fighting for rogues and hunters. I shouldn't speak upon those. And the reason I'm making this video is because I did post those videos on other platforms, and they kind of skyrocketed a little bit more than my usual stuff, since I'm not the guy that kind of explains and talks or fights about a topic in the game. But boiled down to, in a lot of those conversations, was some people do enjoy having a more simplified character and how it plays, and not having all the flashy animations. But in most of the conversations, it ended up rooting towards, like, yeah, you know what, I'll take a flaming sword. I'll take that. That sounds kind of cool. They don't want to have major magical effects happening for you. And that makes sense, because class fantasy-wise, why would a warrior combust into arcane energy? Doesn't make sense. Unless you have a trinket. That's fine. But the whole point of this is that I think we just need a little bit more oomph. That's it. What are your opinions on this? Are you on the side where warriors should have more simple animations? Or do you think we need a little bit more juice? Obviously, you know what side of that topic I'm on. But if you did like this video, make sure to hit that like button. I'd greatly appreciate it. And somewhere down there should be a subscribe button as well. I'm learning. I'm really trying. In fact, the last video was uploaded in 24 FPS. Sorry. That should be fixed in this video, so boom, automatically, we have an upgrade. If you would like to keep the conversation going, feel free to check out the comment section down there, or you can chew my ear off on Twitch 6 nights a week. I am more than happy to talk about warrior animations and abilities. Cheers, and have a legendary day.